Hello, everybody. Let's learn about some polynomials. Miss Terry's here, so let's go ahead and try to make some math easy. Okay, polynomials, first of all, are an expression containing one or more algebraic terms. Look at the word expression. There's not going to be an equal sign in them. First of all, you got to determine, is it a polynomial? To figure that out, first of all of the exponents within the terms have to be non-negative integers. So that means that your exponents cannot have a fraction, a decimal, a negative, or a radical. Another thing to look for is you cannot divide by a variable. So no letters on the bottom. So let's look at some examples here. Here we have a yes and no side. You'll see on the yes side that everything has, all the exponents are integers. They're not negative. You can have a negative number in your whole numbers at the beginning. You also can have a decimal. You can have a fraction. If you look on the no side, though, you'll see some with some negative exponents. You'll see some with some radicals, some fractions, and you'll also see one that has a variable on the bottom. Okay, let's talk about terms and classification of polynomials. What are terms? Well, terms are a combination of numbers and variables and exponents that are going to be added or subtracted together. These polynomials can be put together, all these terms can be put together, and you can classify them. If they have one term, it's a monomial. Two terms, it's a binomial. Three terms, it's a trinomial. And if you have four or more terms, then it is considered to be a polynomial. Here are some examples of some of these. And you'll notice that I will underline the terms. The term does include the positive or negative sign that's in front of it. And you'll see here one term, two, three, and four terms. So question, if I were to ask how many terms are in the last polynomial, how many terms? You're right, four. Four terms in the last polynomial. Okay, now let's talk about standard form, coefficients, and constants. When you have a polynomial, you're supposed to put them in what we call standard form, which means you put the terms in descending order by their exponents. So you look at the exponent and you put them in descending order, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coefficients. Coefficients are the numbers that are in front of your variables. And you'll remember that variables are the letters. The leading coefficient is going to be the coefficient of the very first term after you've put it in standard form. Remember, they have to be put in standard form first. Constants. Constants are your numbers that don't have any variables, no letters with them. They're just a number that stands by itself. You also put your constant at the end. Okay, so I have a polynomial here for you and a few questions. I want you to go ahead and pause the video and get your answers here. I'm going to put it in standard form, list the coefficients, tell what the leading coefficient is, and then last, what is the constant? Okay, welcome back. If we put it in standard form, we have our answer here, 4x to the fourth minus 7x cubed plus 2x squared plus x to the first, which you don't write, and then minus 3, which is your on the end. List the coefficients. My coefficients are 4, -7, 2, and 1. Remember, there is a 1 in front of that x term. that you do not write, where the leading coefficient is 4 and the constant is -3. Okay, degree. If you have one variable in the term, the degree is the highest exponent. So in your first example, if I look across there and I look for my highest exponent, well, that's the 4. I can see 4, 3, 2, and 1. 4 is the biggest. If you have more than one variable in the term, which is like in example 2, you'll see that I have some x and some y's within one term. You're going to add the exponents together. So we're going to take all of these exponents, if there's more than one, and we're going to add them together. When I add them together, I'm going to pull all of my exponents down. I'll get a 5. On the -7, I have a 4. Over there, I have a 3. Don't forget about the invisible 1 that was over the y. Well, think about what is the highest number. Well, 5 is the highest number. So the question would simply ask you, what is the degree? The answer to the first one, the degree is 4. And the answer to the second example, the degree is 5. So, polynomial recap. First of all, we determined if the function was a polynomial. We classified it. We learned how to put it in standard form, learned what the coefficients were, what to determine what the leading coefficient was, what are constants, and then lastly, how to find degree. Thanks for viewing. Be sure to hit subscribe so you can hear about new and exciting ways to make math easy. Of course, you can always follow me on Twitter at MathWithDabbit. And if you would like to sign up for some live tutoring, you can contact me at tntcenter.com. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed.